welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be using the Pinky Rose Center Stage palette. You guys actually chose this palette for me on Instagram to purchase, and I'm so glad that you chose this one because I literally am obsessed. Hold on. Look at these colors. So, if you want to see me create some type of look with this, then just keep watching. All right. So I am going to be using this Center Stage Pinky Rose palette. I am so obsessed with these colors in here, but I am also going to show you guys what I do with my face because, look at it, I need some help. First, I'm going to go in with the Touch in Soul No Pore Blem Prime Essence Primer. This is what it looks like. And essentially, it's just kind of like an oil, as you can see. But I need some moisture here. My skin is the Sahara right now. The coldness is terrible. It sucks the life out of my skin. It's crazy. How are you guys? I know, like, it seems like it's been a really long time since I filmed, even though I only filmed last week, but it seems like that. Next, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in W3 Nude Beige. So the reason I only posted one video this past week is because I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am so sick. I actually am on antibiotics and everything right now. I woke up one day and my body was just not having it with me. It really wasn't. It was so bad. I don't even know what I have, so I'm just gonna put this on with a beauty blender. But basically, I went to the doctor because I woke up with a sore throat one day, and that's so typical, you know, like I feel like whenever you're getting sick, you wake up with a sore throat and then it eventually turns into a head cold. So I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be a little bit of cold, the season change, yada yada. So then the next day, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't even swallow. I'm like, don't even tell me I have strep throat right now. I'll be so pissed. And I woke up, like, I tried to fall back asleep. It was rough. And then that day, I was like, I need to go to the doctor. And I'm never someone that's like, I need to go to the doctor. I'm always like, no, it's fine, it's fine. I'm like, bring me to the doctor right now. Literally could not even swallow. I'm like, I don't want to get too graphic, but I could not swallow. So I get to the urgent care, and the doctor does not even swab my throat. I've never had that happen in my life. Does not even swab my throat. He just looks and he goes, wow, that's really red. Like, I'm not even gonna put you through that. You need to go on antibiotics. So, I don't know if I had strep, what I had, but I'm on antibiotics. I lost my voice. That's where I'm at right now. So, hope you're doing a little bit better than I am. Bring it down. Next, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in number 15 Light, just to get these bags out of here. I know I said this in one of my other videos, but I seriously cannot believe the bags that I get under my eyes. I don't know. I won't even be tired and I have them. It's so weird. Thank God for concealer. I'm just gonna stamp this in now. Make sure you go over your eyelid with this because this is what I'm using as my eye primer. And we want these shadows to look as good as possible. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you have something over your eyelid. All right. And next I'm going to set my face with the Coty Airspun powder. Do a very light job when you do this because I have not experienced flashback with this powder. However, many other people that I know have. And honestly, I set my whole face with this a lot of the time because it's just so easy, and I really don't need like any extra coverage right now since I just put on like foundation and concealer. So my first priority is to set underneath my eyes because you don't want that to crease and get weird. And then I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face. But when I say such a light amount for the rest of your face, I'm pretty much just using the excess from under my eyes. I tried the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. Like, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube raving about it, but I didn't like it. I thought that it made my face look very cakey. Maybe I used too much, potentially, but I don't know. So my base is done. Next, I need to definitely bronze my skin before we go anywhere else in this because I feel like so pale and sickly right now. So I'm going to take the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is just like a mini version, but does the job. And I'm gonna use this Arundel Moda brush. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's like a big fluffy powder brush because I'm not like contouring. I typically don't like contour. I typically just like to bronze the skin. I feel like it's different. I'm not looking to, well, yeah, I'm definitely looking to slim my face, but I'm not looking to, you know, have the bronze and then like a darker, more gray shade to cut the cheekbone. I really just want my face to have some more dimension to it and also cinch my cheeks in a little bit because they could get a little bit chubby. And my forehead. Don't forget the forehead, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget. Look how much better my face looks just because I used some bronzer. It just needed some, I don't even know, it just looked flat. And now, so I'm gonna do my blush at the end. I always do my blush at the end because I like to pick the blush that goes with my makeup look. Now I'm gonna do my brows quickly. I'm not gonna explain how I do them because I did that in my last video. So I'm going to throw my brows on and I'll be right back. All right, now my brows are on and now I'm going to get into why you're even watching this video, I'm sure. So I'm gonna show you the swatches of these colors right now. I'm gonna insert that. And I just wanna say, the colors are very, very soft. Like when you're touching all these shades, they are so incredibly soft. And the only thing is, I would say, is they're a bit powdery, the shimmers at least, which is strange because typically shimmers have like a little bit more oil in them, I believe, so they don't like flake, but these were flaky. I don't really know how to explain it when I was swatching, but sometimes the swatch doesn't really say all that much. So there's 8 matte shades in here. There are 4 shimmer shades and 2 pressed glitters. So there are 14 shades in this entire palette. So that's pretty decent. And I've never used Pinky Rose before, so this will be my first time and my first impression. So let's see what happens. From left to right, there's Public, Flash, Celebrity, Star, Glam, Fame, and Infamy. And then Scandal, Basic, Floodlight, Cocoa, Havana, Boom, and Weekend. All right. First, I'm going to go in with the shade Celebrity and Flash and throw that in my crease just to get a base. So I can already see when I'm dipping my brush in, there's a lot of kick up. I don't really care about that. If these shadows perform well, I don't really care about much a lot of the time. So I just wanted to point that out though, that I definitely like when I'm tapping my brush in, there's some kick up for sure. But seems okay so far. So basically just take a fluffy brush and go back and forth until it's blended out to your liking. How was your Halloween, guys? I was sick on Halloween too. Like, I have been just a mess, but how was it? I don't know if I'm being dramatic, which is very probable, but people really like make Halloween into Halloween. I'm real sorry, but that's so much effort for me. Like, I don't know how people could even come up with as many costumes as they did, and like get all that stuff. And I mean, the fun part for me is the makeup, but the outfit situation and like the creative costume situation is just not for me. So when I see different people having like 10 different costumes, I'm like, how? Okay, so this is what these two shades, Flash and Celebrity, blended out my crease is like. I'm actually very pleased with the way it looks. I think that it blended very effortlessly and I'm satisfied. Now I'm gonna try and use as many shades as possible, obviously, because I wanna give this as good of a go as I can. So next I'm going to take the shade Star, I believe, which is this middle like mustardy yellow greenish shade, and I'm gonna put that in my crease as well with this brush. And the person who made this brush did a bad job putting the name on it because I can't read it, so that's their fault. That's how I feel. Ooh, so these are actually going on the eye way better than I was anticipating based on the swatch, because I swatched these for me and for you guys prior to sitting down and actually using this, and I was a little bit nervous considering the swatches, but I have no complaints thus far, none. All right. So I have no idea what look I'm doing. I'm just kind of going with the flow here. Okay, so it took me a second to figure out in my mind what I want to do right now. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here, Havana, this reddish shade, and I'm gonna stick that, I wouldn't say in the outer corner, but I would say, whoa, I am impressed. I have the attention span of a squirrel. I'm gonna keep that on the back half of my eye. So I wouldn't say outer corner, but I would say away from the inner corner. And this is the Luxie 249 brush, and I have used this brush in another video. I love this brush because it's a nice fluffy brush to help blend shades, but it's not as big as the other ones that I like to use, so it can concentrate the color where I want it better. All right, so that's what one eye looks like. I actually really like this shade. So far, you guys, I think that this palette is legit. I've never used this brand before. So the way I actually discovered this was there's this girl on YouTube, Maddie Makeup ASMR. I like to watch her. I think that she's good and she soothes me, and I think she does her makeup so well. And she was talking about, not this specific palette, but she was saying like about a pinky rose palette or something. So I looked it up and I'm like, ooh, these are kind of cool. So that's why I asked you guys on Instagram which one you wanted me to buy. And if I really like these, then I'm gonna buy more, because you can never have too much makeup. Or maybe you can, and maybe that's the difference between me and other people. We don't know. All right. So this is super effortless. Like, I am so happy right now with the way that this turned out so far. I'm gonna keep going, clearly. So the thing I was going to go for, I don't know if it goes with what I've done so far. So I'm kind of at a crossroad right now. All right, so change of plans. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that shade Havana and I'm actually going to put it all over my lid, not just on the back portion. And I'm gonna use this flat-sided brush to help me be more careful as we get to the inner corner, because you don't wanna have this sit too far in here. You wanna be really careful to keep it actually on your lid, because that's when it gets to the point where like you can look a little bit sick looking, or you just don't want to darken that inner portion of your eye. It will close your eye out. Is that a term? I don't even know. All right. So now I'm going to take the shade Glam, which is this gold shade right here, and I'm going to stick that all over my lid. So you guys, the good news about like watching my channel for you all, that's so pretty, is that my facial expressions really say how I feel. Except the fact that I have RBF. And if you don't know what RBF is, that's resting bitch face, and I am constantly told that I look so mean. And I'm like, I'm just like, there's no emotion going through me right now. This is just like a straight face. People are like, yeah, but you look so mean. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say. But the good news is that you will be able to tell as I'm doing my makeup, especially with new products, how I really feel about it, because I can't pretend. I'm not good at that. Okay. That is real pretty. I like the way that that is over the reddish shade, because even though it's gold now, it's more of like not a rose gold, but I don't know what the word is. But it definitely changed the shade that it is in the pan when you put it over another shade. And now I feel like I really want to use this pressed glitter. So I'm going to use this pressed glitter in Infamy, I think that's how you say it. And I'm just going to put that on the center of my eye. So this feels like pressed sand. And I hope that I'm nervous for this, I'm not gonna lie. Because now it's flaking onto my face, and that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Not bad. It just feels like, I don't really like the way pressed glitters feel. I think they're great because you don't have to do like the glitter and then the glue and all of that stuff. But I really don't like the way that it feels. I feel like I'm having a hard time getting it off my finger and onto my eye. Like, see how much is still left on my finger? Like, if I were to do this on my hand right now, I mean, I guess it's actually not that much. I was just curious. But I don't want to you don't want to drag this on your eye, because one, you're going to eventually get wrinkles, and we don't want that. And two, you don't want to mess up what you already did. So actually, I only see 2 little pieces of glitter that fell out. I'm impressed. I like this. So now I'm going to take the Luxie brush again, and I'm going to go in with Flash and Star, which were, sorry, I'll show you. This is Star and this is Flash. I'm gonna go in with those, which is what I put in my crease, and I'm just going to throw this on my bottom lash line. I'm not gonna make, I don't want to make this bottom lash line too smoky, but I do need something to balance the top out to the bottom, especially because I have so much glitter and stuff going on the top. Okie dokie. So now I am going to put on some liner. So I'm going to use the Hank & Henry felt tip liner, and I think I want to do a wing. So the way I do a wing is I start in the corner of my eye here, drag a line upwards, and then, hold on. And then I drag it in. Sorry, I couldn't like do it and talk at the same time. So when I drag that line back in though, I don't start at the end of the initial line that I made. So I start a little bit further down, like a small amount, but just so the tip is pointy. And I'm gonna do a thin line everywhere else. And now I'm going to use my trusty Essence Lash Princess mascara. Okay, and now I'm going to go back in this palette and I'm going to use the shade Boom right here, and I'm going to put that in the inner corners of my eye. This is the e.l.f. Precision Concealer Brush. I've had this brush for so long. It's so tiny, but I don't know how you would ever use this for concealer, but I always use it for my inner corner. I actually never knew it was a concealer brush until right now when I read it. It's kind of crazy. Who the heck would use this for concealer? It's so little. So here's a pro tip. You don't have to use the brush for what whoever created the brush says that you need to use it for, because my mom is sometimes like, well, it says this. And I'm like, but you can use it for whatever you want. I never use the brush usually for what they say. I always use it for whatever I feel that I want to use it for. Okay, so the eyes are done. I'm obsessed with these eyes. You don't understand. And now I am going to, clapping, because that's freaking necessary. Now I'm going to use this Becca Wild Honey Blush. Alright, and now I'm actually going to take this Kaleido Cosmetics Skin Blush, and it looks like this. It's really shimmery though, so I'm just going to take it on this RL Moda brush that's super fluffy, and I'm just gonna do a very light amount like that, and smile. Can't do that while I'm talking. And just put that on the apples of my cheeks, because I don't know if you can see the difference now between this side and this side, but this side just has like a little extra glow. So it's totally a personal preference thing, but I want my skin to be a little glowy today. And then lastly, for my face, I'm going to use the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlighter. This is what it looks like. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Good on my own, so good on my own. All right, and now for my lips. So I'm going to use the Bodyography lip liner in Barely There. And really the fill-in doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just trying to get like some color. And now I'm going to use the Colourpop Moonchild lip gloss. This was in a collection with Kathleen Lights. She created this. Alright, and lastly, I'm going to set my face with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Alright, so this is the finished look. I'm actually super pleased with the way it came out. I don't even know if like the camera's picking up as great of a job that this palette did as it looks in person. Story of my life. But I will give you my final thoughts on this palette in case it wasn't clear enough in my video. So I think this is the bomb.com. Like, I actually think I need to look into purchasing some more of this brand. On the back it says www.pinkyrosecosmetics.com. So if you're interested in this palette or like any other ones, there's a ton on the website. I would check it out because I believe that this palette was no more than $25. And for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 shades, I just want to make sure I counted right before. For 14 shades, that is such a good deal, and they are buttery and smooth and pigmented and blend out extremely, extremely well. And to be honest, I'm proud of myself because I used a lot of shades. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shades. That's almost half the palette I used. Could I have used more? Yeah, but I didn't. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun doing this tutorial, first impression review type of a thing. I don't know what I'm calling it yet. But if you want to see me do more makeup looks like this, because I feel like you guys really liked when I did that for the purple fall tutorial. I feel like that was a popular video. So just let me know. And if you have any palette suggestions that you want me to buy, I'm totally into that. I have been like looking on Instagram for these, not looking, but I don't know if you have this on your Instagram if you're as makeup crazy as I am, but I stumble across these random, they're not even ads, they're like pages of makeup, and I've seen so many different palettes and other products and such that I'm like, I've never heard of this, but then I look at the video and it looks really cool and really good, so I'm like so tempted to buy it. But I don't want to buy something and then get catfished, but like I'm also there for the thrill of it, because if I find something really nice, then I'm gonna be so hyped. So let me know if you want me to like find kind of these random brands, if you will, and review them and say what I think about them. So that's that. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.